Alright, we're starting a Final Fantasy Tactics Challenge run. We're going to do fully randomized classes, no cross-class abilities beyond, 2 randomized classes we select. And we're probably not going to use special characters. Level caps will be enabled too, manually. And, yeah, we'll play it a little bit by ear, see how the challenge works out. It's been a while since I've done a full playthrough, so... I am a Raslam, student of Ivalice's middle age. You are familiar with the War of the Lions, no? It was a bitter war of secession that rent the land of Ivalice in two. Here we first find mention of Delita Hero, a heretofore unknown young man, the hero who would draw the curtain on this dark act of our history. His is a heroism of great renown, a story familiar to a story familiar to all who dwell within our land. But what the eye sees is oftentimes a mere fragment of the truth. This is War of the Lions, if you hadn't figured that out. There's another young man, the youngest of House Beal. I've never known how to say this guy's name. Ramza, I don't know what your last name is. The youngest of House B. Long famed for producing leaders of knights and men. There's no official record of the role he played on history's stage. I've never actually done a full War of the Lions playthrough. I've only played classic tactics to completion. But I've done a chunk of War of the Lions for shits and giggles before doing the series. However, according to the Durai papers, the existence of which became known to the public only this last year, they had long lain concealed in church archives, this forgotten young man is in fact the true hero. The church maintains he was a heretic, an inciter of unrest, and a disturber of the peace. Which account is to be believed? Join me in my search to uncover the answer on Unsolved Mysteries. But before we begin, might I ask you to share with me your name and the date of your birth? I never knew if the birth date mattered in this. I still don't know, so I'm just gonna look away and randomize it. Alright, we're born on the 16th of October, apparently. It's gotta matter for something, right? Even if it's flavor, fluff stuff. We are playing with patches. We have the animation speed up patch that fixes the laggy attack animations from the PSP game. And then we have the original aspect ratio re-enabled, which applies during the battles or whatever. Okay, is the black bar on the bottom of the screen supposed to be here? Yeah, because the black bars are asymmetric top to bottom. Is that just how it is? I have no idea. Doing Delita things. This is one of my favorite games of all time. It's been a very long time since I've last beat this game. Very excited about the upcoming remaster, so I figured I was due to complete a playthrough of War of the Lions. These cutscenes are really nice. The hand-drawn vibe of the art style is excellent. Like a painting on parchment or something. O Father, abandon not your wayward children of Ivalice. Deliver us from our sins, that we might know salvation. Lady Ovelia, it is time. I'll not be much longer, Agrius. I'll try to actually properly read everything, because it's very stilted and Shakespearean, which is fun. Usually when I read dialogue in a game, I tend to give my own twist on it, or skip over some of the words and speed it up, but I think this script deserves to be, you know, voiced verbatim. Your escort has arrived already, Majesty. Please heed the good lady's words, Highness. You must hurry. Still in here, are you? It's been the better part of an hour. Gafgarian, you forget yourself, sir. You are in the presence of the princess. Mayhap bowed heads would less offend. You would do well to waste less time on idle pleasantries. I see even the noble order of the northern sky cannot rid itself of vulgar knaves. A guard captain in these rain-sodden hinterlands ought not expect chivalry. We are an employ of the order, not of it. Our pay does not cover trite courtesies to the likes of you. Govern your tongue. Recalibrate your enthusiasm. Enough, let us be on our way. The Father watch over you, child. And you, elder. Milady, the enemy is upon us. Duke Goltana's men? We are paid for this. Time to earn our keep. What is it, Ramza? You above getting paid to do a job? I'm a knight no longer, just another sellsword. Right then, to battle. Deliver us, O Lord. Okay, so like the aspect ratio of the screen is correct here. I mean, we've still got bars, but we're playing with a fixed aspect ratio. I mean, my point is that there's not like an overly large black bar on the bottom of the screen. Oh shit, does he mean to start a war? You there, wench. You cannot hope to defeat us. You will surrender the princess. If not, well, I would hate to see anything happen to that pretty face of yours. A head-on assault. These swords of Goltana lack wits, one and all. In that case, we should be able to handle this without you, Gafgarian. Mayhap you could, but there's no money to be made in that. Lad, Ramza, with me. I remember that guy being called Rad. Lad is a rad fellow. Kill them all, leave no man standing. You would have us slaughter them, are you mad? Kill them here and you'll have played into Duke Goltana's hands. We need only to put them to rout. I find dead men rout more easily. Fun. So I intend to play this like Nuzlocke adjacent, right? That's the idea of the rule set here. If we randomize the classes on every character to, you know, a main and a subclass and only use abilities from those, every character will be very distinct and unique, and that'll give it that, like, Pokemon Nuzlocke vibe. And I think that's good fun. In the same vein, level caps will keep us from, like, over-grinding, but still allow us to experience everything the game has to offer, such as errands, which I don't really want to, like, skip. And it'll allow us to have a roster of characters that isn't just, like, our core, you know, group that we use all the time, right? We'll have a few alternates, potentially, that we can bring in. I am going to look up battles to see, like, what's in them a little bit ahead of time so that we can do some foreplanning because I think that's more interesting. I think it's more interesting if we swap characters in and out depending on what we're facing than just use the same ones all the time. But again, this is all subject to change as we actually do the playthrough, because it's not like I've done a full run of this or even a run past like the start of chapter 2. So who knows how well all this stuff will work out. I think we'll also, in the same vein, we'll limit ourselves to only one recruit from each city. Again, like a Pokemon Nuzlocke, the first encounter you get is the only one you get. So it has to be the first one, and you don't get a second one ever. That way we can't, like, manipulate trying to get, like, really high Brave and Faith characters and, like, re-rolling classes that way. So there'll be a limit to, like, how many people we could ever potentially have. As far as permadeath goes, we'll probably just play within the rules of tactics itself, since it already incorporates permadeath. I don't see any need to say that anybody who's downed is considered dead immediately. And by the same vein, you know, we'll use Phoenix Downs and Raise. I'm going to try and not... I'm not going to use any like, deliberate exploits. Like, I know there's some manipulation you can do with, like, leveling down and stuff. We're definitely not doing that kind of stuff. I may occasionally decide to hit my own guys for XP, but I'm not gonna, like, sit and farm a battle for XP by, like, keeping one guy alive and stopped or some shit. And that's part of why, you know, level caps are also implemented, is to, you know, force honesty, I guess. Where even if we do end up in a battle where it kind of is a little bit like we're farming JP and XP, like, there's a hard limit, because if we overlevel, that character gets sidelined anyway. And I usually like my challenges to be cooked up in a way where, you know, there are explicit rules to keep you honest, as opposed to just the honor system. Although often my challenges do come with little asterisks of, like, I'm perfectly happy to abandon a rule or change a rule or add a rule mid-run if it's not working out during the run. I'm not gonna be one of those people who's like, you know, we're starting over. This doesn't work out well, so we're just not gonna do it. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Bro, Ramza's down. Fuck me, I guess. Okay. Well, I guess I just get to watch. I don't get to push buttons no more. Yeah, nobody dies in this battle, so we don't have a timer anyway. It's very funny, though. Stop healing, you little shit. Would have been nice if you killed him. Is this battle technically losable? Like, can you actually... is it possible to have a full wipe? Just in terms of, like, what if you get, like, the worst possible RNG? Is it possible you lose? I don't think it is. Gafgarian's got 200 HP and heals off his ability. Like, there's no way you ever could lose this, right? It's, like, impossible. Lavian, whatever her name is. What's the other one? Alicia? Is Alicia supposed to be the one that was in the church or something? So yeah, I played test run up into chapter 2, and then I just kind of decided I just wanted to do it for real. I was just playing with the concept of this run, and I just was having a real good time with it, and so I'm like, you know what, we're gonna do it. We're gonna start over. We're gonna do the real thing. Okay, so yeah, it's the cutscenes that have the black bar on the bottom. Ah, because of dialogue. I see why.
The princess. This way. Be quick. And try making a little less noise.
I'll not take orders from you!
You've quite a mouth on you, princess. Forgive me. 'Tis your birth and faith that wrong you, not I.
Hold there!
Is it truly him?
It cannot be!
Delita, he lives? But why does he fight under the banner of Duke Goltana?
Records of the hero Delita first appear 1 year before the outbreak of the War of the Lions. So for anybody who's not familiar with the game, we're going back in time, essentially. The intro sequence is between Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 of the game. The loss of the 50 Years' War saw knights returning from the front stripped of livelihood, their fealty to the crown and nobility abandoned. Many became rogues and traitors, men donning the thief's cloak and plotting treason against the crown. It was a time of great unrest for Ivalice. I don't know if it's actually Ivalice, whatever, but we're just going to say it however I feel to say it at the moment. Murder and theft were commonplace. Many were the young adventurer and mage who stepped forward to counter this threat. Of such, the city of Garland too saw its share. Chapter 1, The Meager. The Royal Military Academy at Garland. Garland? I don't know. Apprentice. Another Wayne was struck last night on its way to Egros. The Corpse Brigade again? I wonder where all this leads. Delita, what do you make of this? I'm not sure. I have my guesses, but I'm listening. I think Duke Larg is coming to Garland. Duke Larg? Why? Not just the Duke, the Marquis Elmdor de Limberry, too. That's the first I've heard of it. This has not the sound of a state visit. All of Ivalice is in turmoil. The Order is supposed to be keeping things under control, but the fact is they number too few. And they mean to bolster their numbers with us? Alright, everybody, form up. The Order of the Northern Sky is an assignment for its Knight's Apprentice. As I'm sure you're already aware, the number of brigands roaming Galleon is on the rise. Among them the Corpse Brigade, a seditious lot with a grudge against the crown. Rogues such as they must be dealt with. The Order has been commanded to undertake an operation to eliminate the brigade, an operation of a grand scale. We will not be acting alone. The Order will be joined by, among others, His Excellency Duke Larg's Royal Guard stationed at Egros. This will leave Egros Castle undermanned. Your task is to proceed there and support us from the rear by bolstering its defenses. ... The time to take up arms is upon you, young apprentices. I've just received word that a band of thieves, routed by our knights, flees here to Garland seeking refuge. There's only one E in that word. Thus it is refuge and not refugee. Also, doesn't make any sense in the context of the sentence. We will move to stop them and finish the task of our brothers. You, young apprentices, will accompany us and get valuable XP. This is but a squall before the storm of battle. Prepare yourselves at once. Dismissed. So this is our starting squad, I do believe. Generics and Ramza and Delita in their younger days. Slightly younger days. Alright, so this battle should not be too difficult. Nope, sorry. I gotta probably have to configure my controls at some point. Where did I put the R and L buttons? Oh, I think my key bindings may have reset. No, I'm just stupid. I just didn't put them with my other buttons for whatever reason. Okay, so we can go through like this. We're not going to roll classes, I think, until afterwards, maybe? Doesn't make sense to roll them right now in the middle of battle when we can't coordinate. So, we'll pick our characters here based on a mix of appropriate, you know, chemists and whatnot, and squires, and bravery and faith. So yeah, 2 60s, a 70, 60 50, 50 73 makes you potentially a really good caster. 62 71, nice. So yeah, so 49 65. So you're objectively better. Then you're, yeah, a good bit higher on the faith side. Sure, okay. Yeah, unfortunately the controls are going to take me a second to get, you know, used to. Oh, I also have the mouse on the screen. Let me fix that. Okay, mouse should not show up anymore. Rogue, what have we here? We Muppets, is it? Our lucks went and turned for the better. Alright, lads, cut through these ones and we're good as fled. Make quick work of them, and don't be leaving no squealers behind neither. Who you calling a squealer? Alright, Delita's over on the other side of the bridge, so he'll kind of do his own thing. So we're gonna keep a tight formation, I think, on the other side here. I don't want to reload battles, so we're going into this with the attitude that this is a one attempt run, and we'll see if I can stick with that, right? So we're gonna play very cautiously and defensively to keep everybody alive and not crystal. So careful, Ramza. Remember, the well-aimed thrust pierces the mail. Don't patronize me, Delita. We... Beowulfs... Beowulfs? Is it like Beowulf? Almost? Beowulfs? Beowulfs? Norway around a battlefield. Beowulf, was it? Heir to a noble house, Beowulf, I'd wager. Looks like we have ourselves some apprentices from the academy. Well, highborn Muppets is still Muppets. Lay down your arms or die clutching them. None will mourn your passing. And you mean to make us do that, then? You're in far over your little heads. Excuse me, I'm the protagonist? You don't seem to realize this. Okay, we got 3 on that side. I'm thinking we clean up this side. Ramza can hit this person from the front, which is maybe not exactly optimal, but 95% ain't bad. We just got Chance. Does he always start with Chant, or is it randomized? Because definitely some stuff is randomized, but I've never been particularly clear on, like, what is and isn't. Actually, hold on. This is rush only? I could try to run down this guy. This one's got stone. So maybe I go back up Delita here. Potion. If I go here, that might block this guy from also kind of going there. Which is maybe not the best, but I think we'll do it anyway. I could send him across, but I think I'll keep him in the middle. Hey, you coward. I guess he's going for the same kill I was. I don't like that that leaves that Squire there kind of open to 3 on that side. I was counting on Delita pushing forward. We'll have to try and get a good sense of what the AI wants to do when we're with a guest, so that we can exploit that. The guests are safer. Okay, at least he can't get to me, so actually it's not that bad here. We'll just make sure we peel back. If I go here, depth 1, I don't know if I go in the water if I can hit this guy. Okay, I can potion him. 32, 50, 41. And I will potion. So this guy I'm not gonna potion, because he was the only one I really wanted to get healed. So we're gonna take... Oh, nope, he's going for the chemist. Not a fan of that. Okay, we can chase down for the kill. Or I go for this one. Nobody else here is really, like, on this person, so I think I go for this. On Ramza. Oh, no, Chan, not Rush. Rush was the other guy. I was gonna see if Rush had a higher hit chance, just to be careful. I don't like that that guy's going there. That's pretty bad. 21. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Okay, maybe he can't go in the water. So my options are to swim. I think I just gotta hold. I can't see. I don't see the benefit of putting myself in the water. Right now my back's to a wall. That's gotta be an improvement, right? Delita's just throwing fucking rocks at people. Get in the mix, Delita. Okay, this guy's gonna hit me once and then kind of leave. 25. Probably want a potion again. If I'm playing it like really conservatively, which I think I am, I need to keep these heals going. I'm just probably gonna sit here. Don't like that. Now he'll peel away. Okay, nice crit. Okay, so we can act from the water. He's potioning here. I was hoping he wouldn't get that. Okay, we're just gonna have to let this guy kill this guy. Do we think we need to potion 35, 22? Well, I can't do anything else, actually. Now my question really is, like, do I want to try and conserve potions? Or do I just want to go for it? I only have one left. Yeah, stab that bitch. Okay, 11. Good stuff. You leave him alone. He doesn't even have a knife. You just punch him. Lita! Oh, he's chanting. That's perfect. Yeah, that's great. Chant away. I thought he was like running up there to use a potion. I was going to be like, I hope that doesn't cover my supply. Don't throw a rock, that's very rude. Alright, we just got this chemist to clear. So we're really home free. There's like no way. He doesn't have a knife. Like, there's no way anybody will die here. I'm gonna... Okay, this guy... I don't know if he can jump the gap. There's a chance if this guy doesn't die, I could get a crystal. I guess the other question is, do I... Like, theoretically, I could try to farm the crystals for abilities. I haven't decided how to handle that. Oh, he's dead. That works. Fuck it. Honest work would see them die old and bad, yet they choose instead this early grave. Why persist in such folly? $500. Battle trophy 2000, a knife and a phoenix down and a potion. Alright. So, that's going to be it for battles for this episode. We'll spend the rest here working on our party logistics, getting started for the run. Alright, so... we will also randomize what Delita does here. So we got one level 2 in the form of Ava, surprisingly. Not Ramza. Usually Ramza is pretty consistently the highest. Okay, so I'm going to start a spreadsheet, which is going to keep track of our boys here. Ramza, we got Oliver. We got Peter. We've got Kurtz, Colonel Kurtz. Paige, Ava, Anne, and then we got our first guest, Delita. So for characters with their own special classes, we're going to keep the special classes. We're not going to use the special character. I don't think we're going to use the special characters. I haven't fully committed to that rule because it's kind of fun to use the unique characters, but I think we'll try to stay away from them for now. That's going to be the approach we take. I'm just saying I may amend that rule and change our mind. But other guests, we'll definitely keep them with their special class and we'll roll a random second class. And then for Ramza, Ramza's going to be keeping Squire because he's got special Squire, same as Delita. And then we'll roll his second class as well, like that. So guaranteed Squire on him. Okay, so the idea here is we roll 2d20 for class generation. There are... what is it? Technically 19 base classes, technically 20, right? Mime, Calculator, Dancer, and Bard are separate classes. 20 classes, plus the 2 secret classes added in War of the Lions. We're not using Mimes, we're not using Calculators, and we're not using Onion Knight, Dark Knight, or whatever the other one is. So we're only using Squire, Chemist, Knight, Archer, White Mage, Black Mage, Mock Thief, Mystic, Time Mage, Geomancer, Dragoon, Orator, Summoner, Samurai, Ninja, Dancer, and Bard. So for the purposes of class randomization, these are numbered 1 through 17, where 17 is Dancer or Bard, depending on the male or female nature of the character we're rolling for. So we'll roll Ramza first. He's already locked in his Squire for his first class, so we're only going to take the second d20 here on the roll, and this will determine what class he is, and then if it's higher than 17, we just re-roll. Whoops, we do that. Well, I guess that's it, 13. So 13 was an Orator. So Squire Orator for Ramza. Orator? How do you actually say that word? Oratory? Orator? Where's the roll button actually here? Oh, down below. I see. Hold on. Let me adjust. I resized the window in such a way where the roll button is not visible. Okay, so Ramza's an Orator. That means we got to go through the White Mage tree. Let me verify that. Orator. aka a mediator in the classic quote-unquote version. Comes off of Oracle, which comes off of Priest. So Mystic comes off of Priest. So yes. So here is how this works, right? Oops. So he can only use abilities from Squire and Orator. He can use White Mage abilities in place of Orator abilities until he has the prereq to move on to the next class, at which point he can no longer use the previous class's abilities, right? So think of it like, I don't know, vaguely like a Pokemon evolving, right? Not exactly, but kind of. So yeah. So for now, he can use item, because Chemist is the base form of, you know, a White Mage. And then once he unlocks White Mage, he can no longer use items. He switches to using White Magic, and then finally at the end, we can be either main class Squire or main class Orator. Either one, either one's an option. And we can combine abilities from both. So that's how we're going to handle that. My battle plan, we're going to go for JP boost first, and we're going to stay a Squire, I think, until it's done. For Chemist, we could take Treasure Hunter. Auto Potion's pretty good. It's probably worth taking Potion for now, because it's only 30 points. I'm gonna maybe look at see the weirdness of the text here? Maybe I can try and clean this up. Okay, I fixed the text by changing the texture filtering to nearest, which makes this much more legible. Okay, so yes, we're saving up for JP boost first and foremost. We took Potion, that seems good. Then we're gonna save up for Auto Potion. Well, we're not gonna probably get to Auto Potion because we probably unlock White Mage before then, actually. So maybe we should think about that and just take Phoenix down. Why don't we see what the other characters... No, we just gotta take Phoenix down. Yeah, not. Screw it. Okay, so that's Ramza. Now we got Oliver. So Oliver was the Squire. This does not have any influence on what he is going to be. We're rolling. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, 18 is not valid, near is 19 for that matter. 15 and 1, so he stays Squire. And number 15 is a Samurai. So a Samurai Scholar is interesting. Bravery 49, Faith 65. Not the bravery we want on a guy like this. Interestingly, he already had Treasure Hunter too, which is shocking. Alright, Peter, 65-64, Bravery Faith. Rolling 8-18. 18 is invalid, reroll. 6-11. Alright, so Peter, Black Mage. 11 is Geomancer. That seems pretty decent. Geomancer is a fallback or a counterpart to doing direct damage as a Black Mage. Faith 64, not bad for that. Kurt's the Chemist. 9-3. Knight is 3, Mystic is 9. So a Mystic Knight. Not sure how I feel about that. But I do feel like a Knight could be decent early. 70 Bravery Knight. He might be a decent Chapter 1 character. And then we get, you know, Lad and Alicia and shit in Chapter 2, and we can maybe cycle him out. Alright, Paige. 66-51. 3-16. You are a ninja. You're a ninja knight. Or rather, a knight ninja, I guess. Okay. Interesting. I can fuck with 66 Bravery Knight Ninja. That seems pretty good. Okay, so far Paige is pretty high in my rankings here. Ava Our only level 2 is a 10-12, which is a Time Mage Dragoon. Don't know what I think about that. That also seems like a long investment, as those are two deeper classes. Like, there's not an immediately available class that we can actually start, you know, earning some permanent investment in. Not that that's necessarily a huge detriment. Also, this is a low bravery, high faith character. So it would have been a lot nice to have this be a white or black mage rather than a time mage. But I think faith still matters for, like, the accuracy of haste, right? So this is maybe not terrible. Ava, 6'4", black mage archer. Or Anne, I mean, black mage archer. So we got 2 black mages, no chemist, no white mage. But we'll use Ramza as a white mage for a bit, I guess, while he works on towards other things. Kurtz also is, as Mystic was the predecessor of Orator, so he'll be a white mage temporarily at some point in time. Ew, we rolled no healers whatsoever. Well, we still have Delita. Second dice for Delita, not the first, because they're already a Squire. So 3 for second dice. This is a knight. Squire knight for Delita. Okay. So in the short term, we're fine with potions. We can recruit new characters to continue to try to get something that can heal. Okay. So let's configure the base classes here. So Oliver stays a Squire. Peter we probably put into Chemist and move towards Black Mage first and foremost. Kurtz, Mystic and a Knight, so probably want to move you towards Squire to start with. Oh, you already have Knight unlocked, so yeah. So we already have to be a Knight. Can't be a Squire if we have access to Knight. So I don't know if we have equipment for him. Yeah, we don't. Might be able to get something here in town. Sorry, double checking. We didn't have... Yeah, nothing unlocked here. Nothing unlocked here. Alright, Page, Knight and Ninja, so again, straight up just stay a Squire. Ava, Time Mage Dragoon. I'm thinking I would rather push you... Yeah, you're high faith. So Dragoon second, Time Mage first, so Chemist to start with. And then Anne could be an archer already. I'm thinking Chemist into Black Mage first as well here on Anne. And then Delita has access to Knight. I think we'll leave him as a Squire. Alright, and then let's configure abilities. So, for Oliver... Yeah, so he's got no progress towards any subsequent classes. He can't use item because he's not allowed to use that entire branch. So he's stuck on just a Fundaments right now. Since he is a proper Squire, I'm going to save it for JP boost over everything else. Stone's kind of tempting, but I think he'll just be a weapon bot here. Just swing and attack stuff. Peter... So Potion and Antidote. Okay. On the Squire side of things... Rush... So he can use Fundaments, because Peter will be a Geomancer, which goes through the Squire tree. So until he gets, you know, another node along the path of Geomancer, he can use Squire abilities. So that's fine. Kurtz has already unlocked 4 classes, which is crazy to me. So you definitely can't use re-equip. You're a mystic, so that puts you through the white mage tree we said, right? So he's actually on white magic? Hold on, am I... So it goes Orator from Mystic, Mystic from Priest, Priest from Chemist, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so he gets access to white magic. He's already lost access to the Chemist tree. So, Cure, Raise is 200. So I'm thinking we take Cure, then we save up for Raise. Under the Night, we're at 125. I know that's nothing. I'm not going to spend my other JP, because there's no point. Page, Night Ninja. So yeah, again, Squire and only Squire. Ava, Time Mage Dragoon, we're doing this first. Dragoon, okay, so the Dragoon tree, Dragoon comes from Thief, and Thief comes from Archer, so you have access to Aim currently. So, Chemist, Potion, Archer, I think I'll take Aim 2, maybe? Or do I save up, potentially, for, like, Jump? Well, I could do Move Item or whatever. We're probably better off saving. Aim is kind of dookie. We'll keep the aim ability there because it's part of the, you know, the character, but... Oops. Yes, and Anne is... Sorry, I gotta get my spreadsheet back. Black Mage, Archer. So items. Aim as well. Wait. I was looking at Anne, not... Okay, so I messed this up. Hold on. Ava is Time Mage Dragoon. Oh, yeah, right, because Dragoon turns into Archer. Yes, Black Mage, Time Mage. So these are the same character. Yeah. Because they're both Black Mage Tree, Archer Tree characters. So Potion, Antidote there. Same deal here. I'm just going to save up, I think. Okay, and then Delita. You get no access to that. So we'll continue here. Get JP boost. Then maybe we'll switch to Knight once we have JP boost and then some armor. That could be good. Okay, I don't think the rumors matter here, but we'll read them. Corpse Brigade. Brigandry is on the rise across the land. Oh, we can get rid of this on the screen here. This isn't needed anymore. We rolled everybody. Brigandry is on the rise across the land, and Galleon has by no means, Jesus, been spared. Wains are struck and pillaged, high-ranking officials taken at sword point. Most of the incidences of the past 6 months are believed to be the work of a company of felons and former sellswords, known as the Corpse Brigade. It is oft said that the only good brigand is a dead brigand, and the Order of the Northern Sky would like naught more than to see the brigade made corpses for true. But as yet, it is all the knighthood can do to keep the outlaws in check. I need to slow down my pace of reading, because I keep catching myself trying to, like, change the words on the screen to be more typical English than this stilted form, so... The health of King Gondoria III has been a subject of concern since his collapse at the birthday celebration of Prince Arenas. The Board of Chamberlains has since announced that the king has regained consciousness and his fever is broken, but will yet require several weeks of quietude and bed rest in order to recover. Many speculate that it may be some months before the king resumes his official duties. However, Queen Luveria and her retainers have long been in charge of most affairs of the state, and thus few problems are anticipated during the king's absence. The 50 Years' War. The half-century of conflict between Ivalice and Ordalia is today known as the 50 Years' War. The beginning of the 50 Years' War can be traced to the death of Ordalia's King Devane III, with his failure to name a successor. His cousin, Verroy VI, was next in line for the throne. However, King Denamda II of Ivalice, the uncle of Devane III, this is very, accurate medieval lineage shit, proclaimed himself to be the rightful heir and declared war on Ordalia. However, this was merely a pretense to justify the invasion of the neighboring Ordalian province of Zelmania. Once an independent state, it had been annexed by Ordalia nearly a century prior. Ivalice had since been aiding the province in an effort to weaken Ordalia, an effort that ultimately failed. Tired of Ordalian rule, the Zelmonian leadership and nobility secretly petitioned Ivalice to take a more direct hand in their liberation. After a victory in Zelmania, the Ivalician armies marched on the Ordalian capital of Viura. As fate would have it, Denamda II succumbed to fatal illness on the road. The momentary confusion amongst Ivalice's troops gave Ordalia the opportunity it needed to regroup, and Verroy VI succeeded in pushing the Ivalicans back as far as Zelmania. The resulting impasse would not be broken until the Romandans' army's invasion 2 years hence. Romanda, a powerful military state lying across the Rana Strait, marched on Ivalice at the behest of Verroy VI, a blood relation of the Romandan nobility. See, everybody's related. It's perfect. However, Denamda II's successor, Denamda IV, was a fearless warrior, personally leading his men into battle against the combined might of Romanda and Ordalia. This, along with an outbreak of the Black Death in Romanda, forced the Romandan army to withdraw after only 3 years. 2 military orders worthy of particular mention in this conflict are the Order of the Northern Sky, led by Knight Gallant Barbanath Beulve, and that of the Southern Sky, led by Sidolphus Orlandu, known also as the Thunder God. After countless victories at home, these 2 orders have been poised to advance into Ordalia. However, the protracted conflict had begun to take its toll on domestic morale. Peasant uprisings and revolts through Ivalice and Ordalia forced both countries to send their troops home to pacify their own citizens, resulting in another stalemate. It was Denamda IV's sudden death by malady that broke this stalemate, although some claim that he was murdered. His successor, Andoria III, was ill-suited to the throne, and left the governing of Ivalice to his queen and its retainers. Without Denamda IV's leadership, the armies of Ivalice had little prayer of preventing Verroy VI's successor, Prince Leonard, from defeating the troops stationed in Zelmania and advancing into Ivalice proper. Despite the valiant efforts of the northern and southern orders, Ivalice failed to repel Prince Leonard's invasion of Zeltenia. Ivalice's leaders soon began looking for a peaceful alternative. In the end, both states agreed that prolonging the war proved mutually detrimental, and the pact was signed, allowing each nation to return to it addressing domestic strife. An equal peace in name, it was in reality a defeat for Ivalice. The economy of Ivalice was brought to the very brink of ruin as it struggled to pay reparations to its former enemies and to repay the loans taken from neighboring states to fund its war effort. Soldiers returning from the front found themselves without pay, and entire orders of knights were summarily discharged from service. The swelling ranks of the unemployed did little to relieve the people's distrust of the crown and nobility. Alright, that's a doozy of a rumor. That sounds more like a textbook than a rumor. Outfitter. Okay, we got a dagger, we got a broadsword, rod, and oak staff for the caster types. And just clothing. Okay, not much to get here. We're sitting on 2 potions because we got 1. I definitely need potions. Grab a fat 8 of these. Alright, let's look at our roster one more time here in terms of equipment. So, he's got battle boots. Broadsword's what you get. Okay, you're rocking a mithril knife. You get nothing currently. Dagger, dagger, also broadsword. Okay, so the only thing of note is the mithril knife. And potentially whether or not we want to use a knight with a broadsword. So we need to think about what to do with Kurtz. Because we could put Kurtz as a chemist, but I don't really see the point of that. I think Kurtz we just sideline until we get Night Gear. We ignore him. So the main question here Oops. The main question here, I deleted part of my spreadsheet, is who we take out in our first engagement. So I need to prioritize my crew, and then decide based on that who gets the knife. Oh, and should I buy the caster weapons? I think I should. Alright, first things first. Yeah, actually, first things first is let's do that. Let's pick up... Let's just get one of each of these to have them. I like to have the full inventory of equipment available to me. So I will definitely be buying one of everything, probably as a rule. Oh, the other thing we could do here is recruit... How much is it? Wait, a female is cheaper. Weird. Alright, so we're gonna do 1 through 10 on the first dice, male. 11 through 20, female. Okay, we're getting a male. And we have to take this one. Okay, Derek. Welcome to the squad, Derek. Oops. Okay, then let's figure out Derek's situation as well. So that's our Magic City of Garland recruit. So Derek is 6269, not bad. Rolling the dice, we get a 9-9. That's a reroll because it's dupes. That doesn't make any sense. 11-14. Geomancer, Summoner. Don't know what to do with that, honestly. That seems like a dud. What I would really like... So here's what I'm looking for, right? I would really like to get a straight chemist. To have a guaranteed healer available. And currently we don't have that, or frankly a white mage. A monk would also work for chakra, right? But we don't have that either. So that is a little bit tough. Alright, let's get Derek set up. I think I would rather push Geomancer than Summoner. His faith is a little higher. Let me think about that. Summoner through Time Mage. We got so many, like, wizards, black mages running around. I just ultimately don't see us using this guy that much, but... I mean, Geomancer puts us through Monk. But that's another healing angle, I guess. Either way, he does get access to items. Begins with nothing. I can give him Treasure Hunter out the gate. Since he doesn't stay in either of these, like, No, I might want to... Yeah, I mean, who cares about Treasure Hunter ultimately? Okay, well, whatever. Derek stays like that. Okay, let me think about who I want for my primary field party for Chapter 1. Okay, so I think Peter, Paige, and Ava are the ones I'm most interested in. So Peter is the Black Mage Geomancer, 64 Faith. Paige is Knight Ninja with 66 Bravery. And then Ava is 73 Faith, Time Mage, Dragoon. So she could be a good Time Mage for us. And then, yeah, Kurtz is probably also going to be pretty good with 70 Bravery as a Knight. In at least Chapter 1, we just need to get him gear first, and then he'll bump off... I don't know. Maybe Ava. Because Time Mage plus Dragoon's kind of a weird combo, whereas Peter's Black Mage... Geomancer, even though his faith is a bit less, feels a little tighter to me. I don't know. Maybe we should really just use the 73 Faith Caster, honestly. That's probably pretty good. So I'm gonna give Peter the dagger because he's got higher bravery. And I think we're ready to hit the road. I know who I want to focus on. So yeah, we'll make the journey to Mandalia Plain next time on Final Fantasy Tactics.